What's happening? All right, so I have no viewers, no big deal. I have no subscribers, no big deal. If you're just joining, make sure you smash that subscribe button and stick around and view. We're going to play a little MTGA with my historic angels. Um, then we'll do a little Diablo 2, try to get through Act 5 and defeat Bale so I can get to the higher difficulty levels. And we'll look at some YouTube current events because there's a lot going on in the world today. A lot going on in world politics, especially U.S. politics. A lot going on um, just, in the YouTube sphere. YouTube has got a lot of drama, so we'll kind of take a look at that. Um, so Historic Angels, pretty cool little deck. I played it a little bit last night, made a few little tweaks to it. Added one Bishop of Wings, only because I had just one rare wild card, so I went ahead and just dropped one in. I doubt I'll draw it. You need to have at least 4 to have any kind of probability of drawing what you need. But that's okay. It's okay. Not really in it to win it. Just trying to have me a good time and have a little bit of fun. They're doing road work on my street. So I live in Northwest Florida, about 2 hours south of Pensacola. And I live in a rural kind of area just outside of town, and our street has been pockmarked with potholes for a lot of years. And it looks like the county is finally out here doing some repairs on our road. There's a public boat ramp that runs. There's a public boat ramp that is just down our street that goes into the Brackish Creek that empties into West Bay, which West Bay empties into the Gulf of Mexico. So a lot of people use our boat ramp to access the bay and thereby access the Gulf. So I think enough people have complained to the county about our road that the county's finally out here making some making some kind of effort to fix this road. I don't know if they're going to put blacktop down, if they're just going to put some kind of caliche, or I don't know what they're going to do. But it's about time. We needed that. So it's shaking the whole house as they're using the steamroller. So if you see my camera vibrating slightly, it's because they're running that damn steamroller and it's shaking the whole house. It's a good thing. We needed that. We needed the well, that sucked. Well, we're gonna do something a little special here. Wait. Do I want to take that? Let's just take that. Because he'll just equip it on something else if I take the creature. And I get 4 of my health back, so that about evens things out. He's got a removal. Here goes the Soul Warden because he wants that equipment back. So he'll remove my Soul Warden here in just a second. You watch. And it'll be like a 1 or 2 cost. Oh, really? Interesting. I mean, ley lines are pretty cool, but let's see. Let's do this for the protections, and this for the additional creature. And we'll grab some more life. And now we got a 6/6 flying with vigilance. Sweet. Pretty cool. So I sit here daily and I do my daily quests on MTGA, and while I do my daily quest, I sit here and go through YouTube and watch current events. And if I'm not watching current events, then I'm watching street debates or you know, if it's not street debates, then it's pedophile catchers, which are one of my favorite things to watch. Is, man, nothing is more satisfying than seeing those pedos go to jail. Um, you know, that's probably one of the best and most satisfying things in the world, is to see those dirty, nasty MFers get arrested. And some of the pred catchers are funny, dude. Like, some of these guys have got great senses of humor, and they have they do a good job of humiliating these pieces of trash that prey on children. Now, sometimes you don't want to be humiliating these people because the law will say that you tortured them, and like a good attorney will say you tortured the pred, and then he'll get off from some liberal judge saying that because you embarrassed him on video, that somehow you tortured him. So, you know, these guys that do these predator catcher channels have to be kind of careful what they do and how they do it, because you could very easily get the case thrown out. That's why some of these guys like 561 PC, he's really good because he doesn't really shame or embarrass these guys. He doesn't torture them. He doesn't trap them. He doesn't, he doesn't attack them. He just simply interviews them. Same thing with Gordon Flowers with his channel. All he does is interview these guys. He doesn't threaten them, doesn't trap them, doesn't embarrass them. Now, he low-key makes fun of them, but it's never overt. Now, Skeeter Gene, he's good, but he and Alma and them, they do kind of go out. And Trilogy Media, those guys also. Skeeter Gene, Oma, and Trilogy Media, all three of those guys kind of go out of their way to sort of embarrass the pred, which I appreciate. I laugh. I love it. I love it when they make fun of their penis size. I love it when they make fun of them for everything. The things they say. They say the dumbest stuff. I mean, one dude came with a fake ring and tried to tell this presumably young girl. Obviously, she's a decoy, but he tries to tell this presumably young girl that he's going to marry her, and that's his grandma's ring. But funny how when he gets caught, he jumps in his truck and leaves his grandma's ring. I'm putting that in air quotes. Grandma's ring. He leaves that with the decoy bull. If that was a real diamond ring, that was really your grandma's ring, there's no way you were hopping in that truck and leaving that valuable heirloom just sitting there. So, these predators will do anything to trick these young women or young girls into things. It's disgusting. So yeah, Skeeter and them will make fun of these guys, and I have no problem with it. I laugh. I think it's funny, but you got to be real careful. I think Trilogy Media or one of the others ran into an issue with I think the predator tried to take a shower and had taken his clothes off, and I think they held his clothes and were making fun of him. And I think the predator's attorney was able to argue that by holding his clothes and making fun of him, that they were torturing. And I think that case is struggling in court in California. So you got to be super, super, super careful what you do with these dirty ass, no good filthy sons of bitches. You got to be super careful what you do, what you say, how you say it. Every bit of that is important. Um, so I love watching those channels. I like watching Nuxanor, Leaflet. So those are VTubers, and I don't have any problem with VTubers. I think sometimes, especially if you're somebody like Nux that says controversial or based things, then yeah, if you're saying something based or controversial like Nux will do, great. So this dude's throwing out a mutate that from now on I have to destroy creatures and enchantments. This is why I hate mutate. Because it gives you infinite ability to destroy shit, and he's got hexproof, so I can't get rid of anything. All I can do is just keep swinging to the face and let him just take the voice of the blessed. This is so dumb. I hate mutate. It's the one thing that, I mean, he gets to control the battlefield the whole time with a single creature. And he got all of his life back. I'm out. I hate mutate. I think that's the dumbest mechanic. But they've added a lot of dumb mechanics to MTGA. I mean, they removed some mechanics that were kind of cool. Like, I remember banding back in the day. I thought banding was a cool idea, and they got rid of that. What else did they have that they no longer use? There were some really cool mechanics. Cards that I loved back in the day. Fireball, Disintegrate, like those were super fun. They've done away with some of the really fun cards, and they've replaced them with dumbass shit like Mutate. And Mutate really is fucking dumbass. It's almost unbeatable, especially if you have that hexproof. You can just sit there all day and just keep going, and there's nothing your opponent can do. Super fucking annoying. Super wrong. There should be like some kind of restriction or limitation or something that makes it difficult, but that was way too easy for him. Like, I had the removal, but because of hexproof, I can't do anything. Not that I mind hexproof so much, but they made it where it's they made that mutate system where you really just don't have to do anything. You can just sit back and your opponent's stuck. I hate mutate. I play against it all the time, and I hate it every time. Even when I win, I hate it. It's super annoying, super challenging to deal with. And a lot of people play it because they know how annoying it is. They know how irritating it can be. So now he's got something to get rid of either the Soul Warden or the Guide of Souls. So he could drop the Fanatical Firebrand and the Cacophony Scamp, which is what he'll do to get rid of the Guide. And I'm going to get mana starved again. So this, I think, will be my second or third match where I'm mana starved. Alright, so now he's going to sacrifice that and the Cacophony Scamp to get rid of the Guide. Wow, he didn't. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Man, that road construction, dude, they are really, they're shaking the house. I can feel the vibration of the road shaking under my feet. Yeah, so Magic Man, it's come a long way. It's a totally different game now than it was when I started. Um, it took me several months to get used to how many sets they have. When I started MTGA Arena, it took me a couple of months to get used to how many sets they have, how many new mechanics. Because when I was playing Magic, there was no such thing as Death Touch. There was no such thing as. That's fine. Grab Trash Master because I definitely don't want him having that. Then we'll Righteous Valkyrie followed by Resplendent Angel. He's got the removal for Guide of Souls, so that was a mistake. Oh, no, he doesn't. So he's just doing Goblin War Chief, and then he's going to follow it up with another one. Interesting. Alright. Righteous Valkyrie would be... I mean, I don't know. I don't know why I did that. It doesn't make any difference. Alright, so that puts me back at 20. He's going to have a Maxis or, what's the other one? I forget the name of it. It's another legendary goblin. I forget who it is, but... Oh, the Brash Taunter is pretty annoying. Oh, there it is, Krenko. I knew it was one, but I couldn't think of the fucking name. It doesn't matter, it's game over. He's got 20 damage right there. Even if I'd have blocked anything, it would have been -2 or -1 or 0. I would have never made it. And see, I called it. I knew he had that legendary. I've been playing Magic long enough that, and I know how rigged Arena is, that I called it, and I do this on every stream. I call the card they're going to play before they even play it. And why? Because I know how rigged it is. I know that the game is not going to let me win. I told you he had that legendary. I couldn't think of the name, but I knew it was Krenko. I just couldn't remember his name. I knew it was either going to be Maxis or Krenko. And I knew he would have it in his hand. Like, there's no way he wasn't going to have it. Because the game is rigged. They, like I said, they want microtransactions. And I guarantee if I spend a little bit of money, they'll give me a honeymoon period where I start winning again. Only because I've played this. So I would complete, like, let's say I spent money and completed my Simulacrum deck. I would get to play my Simulacrum deck for like 10 matches and have like an 80% win ratio and be all excited, like, wow, this is the best thing that's ever happened. I'm kicking so much ass. And then they would let me have my honeymoon, and then they would start putting me in hell queue, and I would lose constantly. But I know this only because I've been doing this long enough. And I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I don't know why I just attacked with my Soul Warden. But he wasn't going to risk his Lone Arch veteran. Yeah, so I've been playing this long enough. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. They can say, like, oh, get good, or there's no rigging, or that's just bullshit. Play paper Magic. It's the same. No, it's not. No, it's not. I've been playing since the game came out, and I'm telling you, there's just no way. There's just no way. I mean, I've seen. I have seen too much. It's absolutely rigged. I mean, totally rigged. Oh, Tralasara. Moon Dancer. This one doesn't have me phased one bit. Best part is the scry. Oh, here we go. I hate this alchemy card. I hate alchemy card. I hate this alchemy card. I hate it. I hate it with a passion because it has upset the balance of alchemy. And now he's going to get to sit here and go forever. He gets to keep putting the +1. No, this is bullshit. That alchemy card has completely upset the balance of this game. Because the way this card works, it doesn't matter what you do, whether it's Discover, Investigate, Scry, Surveil, or Seek. No matter what happens, he gets to keep going. Non-stop. And this was an alchemy card that should have never been brought into Historic. And this has been getting played a lot. Non-fucking stop. It needs to go away. This card is outrageously overpowered. Outrageous. Now, here's the thing. If I built a deck with that specific card and built it exactly the same way that player did, I would never get wins. I'd play against everybody that has the exact removal they need when they need it. My opponent would have a perfect hand to deal with it every time, guaranteed. 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 But because the game wants me to lose, they make sure that I play against somebody that has it and has the combo, and there's nothing I can do about it. So, I mean, you can tell me all day long that this fucking game ain't rigged, but it's rigged. And, you know, it gets people angry enough that they're going to want to quit. And eventually, Wizards of the Coast is going to lose money on this game because nobody's going to want to play anymore. I love it. I love Magic. I like the concept. I like it. I've loved it since the game came out because I'm an old school Dungeons and Dragons player. I still play today. I have all my my figurines. I've got my dice. I've got books. I've got maps. I mean, I love playing D&D. And one of the things I loved about Magic the Gathering when it came out was that it was kind of like Spelljammer, but better. Like Spelljammer, it gives you the opportunity in the 90s to play something like D&D that could run faster. So you're not sitting there building characters, world building, going through all the motions of running a campaign. It was truly a magnificent addition to any gamer's gaming library, Magic the Gathering. Because, like I said, you had an opportunity to sit there and play something very much like D&D and without as much of the time consumption, and you could sit at the table for 3-4 hours playing Magic with your friends and play all different kinds of variety. I mean, back in that day in the 90s, yes, it was an expensive hobby, but it wasn't nearly as expensive as it is now. Now it's, wow, way more expensive if you want to play paper. Like, I was looking at a paper version of an Eldrazi deck. Forget it. Forget it. I'd be spending over $400 or $500 to build that deck. And that's if I buy the singles outright. So, yeah, my thing is, I don't want to buy singles outright like that. Now I can block the Voice of the Blessed. I don't want to buy $75 singles. I don't want to buy $30 singles. I was doing the math. It was insane. And then if you buy packs to try and build an Eldrazi deck, like, you can't just buy packs that are strictly just going to have Eldrazi cards. Obviously, you're going to have to pick packs that have... you have no choice. You have to pick packs that are going to have all the colors, including colorless. So, I mean, I would have to buy probably more. I would probably have to spend more money in packs to get the packs I want than I would. It's just dumb. I want to play paper Magic, but I don't want to spend that kind of fucking money. And if I didn't want to spend money, then I would have to just build something relatively weak and stupid which, again, I don't want to do. Now, I guarantee you he's got the Ajani in here, the Ajani Planeswalker. I guarantee that, and he's going to board wipe me here pretty soon. So here comes the board wipe when he gets the mana. He needs 2 more mana. He's being mana starved. I'm being mana flooded. Big time mana flood. Alright, now watch. When I crack the 1 ring on my next turn, it's going to be mana flood. I'm going to get mana flooded like hell. You watch. Every time I crack it, it's going to send me, like the first time I crack, it's going to be 1 land. The next time I crack, it's going to be a land and a spell. The next time I crack, it's going to be 2 lands and a spell, or it's going to be 3 lands. I never have any luck with the 1 ring. Like, I never sit there and draw like 2, 3 useful spells. Instead, I end up, it's bull crap. And again, I believe that this is some form or variation of rigging. I mean, the Voice of the Blessed is super annoying. Not gonna lie. A 15/15 indestructible is a pain in the ass, but at least I got some flying creatures to block it. And I got lots of help in case I can't block. Really. Land, watch, land, land. Oh, wow, I got a spell, and actually a fairly useful spell, too. I believe this is going to be game. I don't think he has any blockers. That's game. Sometimes I predict wrong, but in my experience, this is just my experience. In my experience, usually I call it. Probably about 70% of the time I can call what the 1 ring's going to draw, and I can pretty much, about 80% of the time, I can tell you what my opponent's probably going to play. Be right back. I'm going to hit the head. All right, I'm back. Of course, there's nobody here, so who cares? All right, so let me do this. I'm going to do a little Diablo because I am just damn tired of Magic the Gathering. Magic has just gotten to the point where it is completely on my nerves. Yeah, I'm sharing my desktop, but doesn't really matter. I'm doing my desktop instead of the live or starting soon or whatever screen that displays instead of my background. I'm doing what I'm doing because I want to set up YouTube where we can do a little reaction and also just kind of see what's going on in the world today. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to see if I can't get somebody to help me rush through Act 5. I believe I'm in Act 5. So I'm going to get somebody to help me rush Act 5. Let's see if anybody's doing Act 5. Ooh, cows. How long have they been in there? 9 minutes? Normally, I mean, but I can't pass up cows. The reason why, you can gain levels, and every now and then you can get some gear. So let's go see if they're still doing cows, or did they just wipe them out. There it is. Yep, they're wiping them out right now. Let's see. I want to see where all my people are. Oof. Did that guy just teleport? I think he did. Yeah, it's a sorcerer. Gold helps. And of course the level up is a huge help. Dang, I mean he just, I mean, in one shot, just blam. I definitely wouldn't be one-shotting these cows, that's for sure. Well, yeah, I mean, if it had sockets in it, you better believe I'd be picking it up. I think they've killed everything. The only thing left to pick up would be...
I am overburdened.
I can always get more. I mean, they drop all over the place. How many? Oh, it's a 2-socket. I mean, it. Yeah, I mean, I've already tried a 2-socket with that, and it doesn't really. Now, crystal sword, 3-socket crystal sword. Ethereal cannot be repaired. Durability 11. Yes, I could make a king, but I don't like ethereal because once it's gone, it's gone. Yeah, I think they've killed the cows. I don't think there were any cows left to kill. So let's just get out of here. We'll create our own lobby. Act 5, rush, please. We'll run Act 5, and we'll wait and see if anybody jumps in, and we'll see if we can't. I'll go to the Frozen Tundra for now, and at least try to grab some experience. The thing with I hate these little demon minions, they run. So you gotta chase them, and I hate chasing. Especially with my mouse. Like, I actually prefer. It's stupid because I'm a keyboard and mouse player, and for whatever reason I like my Nintendo Switch better on Diablo 2 than I do keyboard and mouse. I have no idea why. Oh, heck yeah. I got somebody to join me. Let me do this. I'm gonna go back to town. Inventory. I don't need that. Back to go. Let's see. Is this guy even... Let's see. Let me check my quest log. I don't care about personalizing. Travel the Ancient's Way. So... Ah, he left. Like, that's stupid. Like, at least... I think that just made my Wordle vanish. No, it didn't. Okay. Well, I'll wait and see if anybody shows up. Sometimes people
Afternoon.
are willing to help. Looking for a 3-socket sword to make another King's Grace. Those are... King's Grace is pretty good. I'd like to be able to make a 3-socket armor. Alright, well. Yeah, see, that didn't turn out so great. This one turned out good, but I gotta be at 185 strength at level 53, and I don't think I'll make it. Let's see, I have 20 levels to go at 5, so I'll have 100. I'll be able to get close. And I think I can get the dexterity of 87 by the time I get there. What is her gear? Okay. I mean, she's doing good with that. It's not a hell of a lot of damage. But the cool thing is she's... Yeah, I mean, she's got a good defense. And she hits okay with that. It's not hard enough. I mean, I wish she'd hit harder, but well, let's see if Skeletor will help. Let's see. Man, what I don't like is people don't talk. They don't say nothing to you. I mean, what is this dude doing? He's gonna He didn't listen to me at all. Instead of... That's okay, I'll follow him. I'll level up. What's he doing? See, here's the thing. I told homeboy what I was doing. And instead of reading the message I sent, I'll gain levels because he's killing me. Oh, snap. Oh, there. And then bail.
The guardians of Mount Ariat await.
Whoa! Damn! He just whirlwinded right through him. I gotta go to bail. Whoa. Dude, he just... Damn, like... My barb can't do what his is doing. I'll tell you that right now. Dang, his is like spinning. Like when he does his whirlwind, it is going. Oh, kill Bale's minions. Okay. Oh, dang. just, dude, he doesn't even stop. He just.
The halls of the ancients. Magnificent. The prime evils are no more.
Then what do you do?
Hello. You have proven yourself to these people. They look to you as I knew in...
Besting the ancients in battle is a mighty feat indeed. The destruct.
Now what do I do that Baal is defeated?
The ancients have honored you, and in turn, so do we. The ancients themselves.
So wait a minute. Now that Baal is dead, what do I do?
Good morning. You stand before me a worthy. You have.
I mean, I don't guess. Let's do this. Exit. Oh, now I can go to Nightmare. Okay. So does it take all my gear away?
Good day.
No, it doesn't.
Greetings.
Okay, so I get to go into Nightmare with everything that I already have. All right.
Wow. Well.
Now I'm in Nightmare.
Hello, I am a. There is a place.
Now I gotta. And the thing is now I got. Let's see how tough the creatures are. Now that we're in Nightmare.
Beware foul demons and beasts.
Dang. Took me a couple of shots. Dang, Nightmare is tough. Damn. Damn, they are tough. That's not half bad. May do a speed run.
Good day.
I mean, she's not gonna have anything I can really use anyway. Move a little slower without the other boots on, but I recover my dang, I can't believe weapons this strong. Can't, I mean, dude, I'm over here. It's like being at the end of normal. There it is.
There are many foes here.
Pretty awesome. Alright, I missed a creature somewhere. That's what I hate about this dungeon, is having to wipe out all the creatures. And I'm pretty sure I got them all. So, I don't know where I missed one. Alright, this one there. Didn't miss one here. Oh, did I already do it? Oh, one monster left. I don't see it. Where? Fucking stupid. I hate this quest. Because I've been all over the... Oh, there it is.
The rogues are safe for the moment.
You have cleansed.
My rogue.
Not bad. I'm on Nightmare. This is garbage. I don't have Deckard Cain, so I have to...
Good day.
I'm not going to reset stats and skill points. Not yet, anyway. %, chance to cast level 3 on attack, level 3 chain lightning. What is this? I think that's probably better. It's not great, but it's better. I really need to get, like, I don't want that one. defense on shout. So I definitely want shout. What'd I do that for?
Good day to you, Pop.
Let's see if anybody's doing Act 1. First, let's see if anybody's got any gear. See if we can get somebody to help me rush. We'll just do my next quest while I wait. I just didn't realize how tough the creatures were going to be on Nightmare. Like, dang. I have pretty decent gear. Oh, I didn't put the right... Oh, I didn't put... Yeah, okay, escape. Save and exit. Nightmare. Create game. Nightmare. Create. That was the problem. It has to be on Nightmare. That was the problem. That would be kind of bullshit. Ooh, 26, I mean 2026 gold. Ooh, that breastplate might be good. Let's go back to camp.
Yes?
I mean, that ain't bad. I mean, but I'm gonna sell it. I don't think it's worth much. Where'd they go? Oh, they're okay. I see. I see. I see. I see. It's an Amazon. Not sure if I would call this a rush. Yeah, this person wasn't even. I mean, what was the point?
Beware. Take care.
Man, this dude hits hard, but I don't have enough mana to sustain. I'm definitely gonna need some help. Yeah, okay. Alright, let's see what's going on with YouTube. Lots been happening lately. Let's see. Who's doing what? Let's see what Sydney Watson has been doing lately. I haven't watched any of her videos in a while. She's actually really good. She doesn't have anything recent. Like the most recent thing's been about a week ago. Let's see. Who's doing what? Let's see. I had some good videos here, but let's see what we've got.
Moms and dads, now you can know where your kids' shoes are at all times. In Skechers' newest Apple AirTag.
Hi, for those of you who don't know me, I'm a high school math teacher and I have a pride flag in my classroom. My job is to teach students math, but it's significantly more than just that.
It's not, though. Here's what happens when you think it is. 6-3, Supreme Court rules in favor of religious families opting out of lessons.
So, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, Ariel Scarcella, she's really good. And her videos are short and concise. Breaking victory. 6-3 Supreme Court rules in favor of religious families opting out of lessons about LGBTQ in schools. That's actually a huge win. Parents should have a right to say what their kids are being taught in schools. And if you don't want, if you're Christian or Jewish or Muslim, you shouldn't be forced to have your children exposed to the LGBTQ mind virus. And, you know, I think our Supreme Court overwhelmingly agrees. That's stupid. If you want your kids exposed to that, that's your business. I personally think it's child abuse if you're exposing your kids to LGBTQ. Kids should just be kids. You know, there's no reason why children should be talking about gay sex and all this other stuff. So bullshit. Love it. Love everything about this Supreme Court decision. Awesome.
About LGBTQ in schools. The leftist queers once again fucked around and found out. And this goes beyond just kids, by the way. Netflix is being boycotted. Their stock went down 2%, which was like a lot of money. And even college professors are starting to get fired for their bullshit. We've seen a plethora of this coming out of the younger schools over the past 10 years. How
can you have something like that teaching your kids in schools? And she is clearly below junior high, below high school. This is somebody who's teaching small children. And the school district hired this thing. This is bullshit. You don't feel accepted at your school for being LGBTQ+, but I want you to stop and think about this. They're so unaccepting. They're allowing her to wear her rainbow glasses, have her rainbow hairstyle, her rainbow lanyard, her rainbow shirt, her rainbow classroom decorations. Bullshit. Bull fucking shit. They're not accepting. Bull crap. They are accepting her. That school district is accepting her. If they weren't accepting her, this thing would not be allowed to have this much gay pride paraphernalia. I'm telling you, pride is a sin of all the sins. Pride is the one I abhor the most. It is basically you flipping God off and saying, F you, God, I'm better than you. And to me, pride is, and the problem with the pride movement is it conjoins with lust. So it's lust and pride all in one. And really, there's wrath. They're a wrathful group of people. They will attack you. They'll try to hurt you. They'll try to kill you. So bullshit. Like, these people are not accepted. Look how accepted she is. Get out of here.
5 minutes, somebody in control of preteens or even younger were teaching them about things other than social studies. English, math. Yeah, I mean, your kid can't read or write, but it knows all of the 180 genders, their flags, and it identifies as a wet blanket. As I said, Netflix is currently under fire for inappropriate LGBT themes in kids shows. Half of these shows, by the way, I think are like okay. The other half, I completely agree with Benny. Listen to what he has to say.
Why this Netflix campaign has gone so viral with hundreds of thousands of people canceling their Netflix subscriptions, including Elon Musk, is the #1 trend in the world, and Netflix has lost billions of dollars in their stock. You can see right here an absolute collapse in it. The reason why this is actually happening,
I love that dip in their stock.
Red versus blue political issue. It's a lot deeper than that. It's a moral issue. Have you seen what Netflix has been putting in their children's shows?
Wedding of the year.
Yes, I have.
Karate instructor Sensei Dave will be marrying mixed martial arts champion Jiu-Jitsu Joe.
Okay, and I want you to stop and think about this. They're telling children that really cool, powerful men are gay. That really cool, powerful, manly men are proud homosexuals. And that's why they make these two characters, Sensei and Jiu-Jitsu, MMA, warrior type. They want little kids who admire, rightfully so. You, as young men, you should admire soldiers and police and firefighters and warriors. And what they want to do is they want to take what little boys admire, and they want to package it in a gay package and tell you that yes, you can both be a homosexual male and also be a hardcore Mohammed, I'm hard, Bruce Lee, badass motherfucker. And I'm going to tell you right now, in a lot of cases, and I'm saying there are exceptions to the rule, but in a lot of cases, those two things do not meet and live harmoniously in a single person. Most of the time, guys who are homosexual are generally not warriors, and they're generally not people who are protectors and things like that. They want to think they are, but they're not. If you ever go to any of these gay pride things and stuff like that, they're all a bunch of wet blankets. So no, this is definitely indoctrination. They're trying to teach little boys to be gay like the things they admire, like karate masters and MMA fighters and stuff.
The undisputed champion of my heart.
That's George Takei's voice.
So today's the day.
So George Takei is complicit. Let's get away from the advertisements. Tom, don't pay for YouTube.
The last time I saw my grandma, I used a different name and pronoun.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
Left-wing media sites are claiming, of course, that everybody on the right or the moderate side of things are transphobic and homophobic, when we know that's not true. The majority of
I am not phobic. And I'm going to quote Nuxanor on this one. My boy Nux says this: phobia is an irrational fear, which is the exact definition of a phobia. I am not irrationally afraid of gay people or transsexuals. I'm not afraid of them at all. Now, I abhor them, and I think that what they do is live in sin, and I believe that their pride and their lust are two of their biggest sins, and that they need to repent. But I'm not afraid of them. I have no phobia against these people. What I have a problem with is them trying to indoctrinate children. I don't care if they want to live that lifestyle, whatever. Go do that. Go be gay, go be proud, go be violent, go be gluttonous. Go commit your sins, go to hell, that's your business, do whatever the heck you want. I don't care. But the thing is, don't push it on children. And That's the line in the sand that I have, and that is in no way a phobia. So they can get the F out of here with that crap. Homophobic, my ass. Nobody's homophobic. Nobody's scared of these people. I'm not scared of these people. They couldn't fight their way out of a wet paper bag, much less scare me.
These people actually don't have a problem with most of the gay content. As per usual, they have an issue with the trans content. Because you and I know that showing a gay family is the same thing as showing a straight family. There isn't anything inherently sexual about it. But because of all the insane shit over the past 10 years that the left has spouted, continued to do, people are now thinking that just showing kids anything gay is wrong.
You're trying. I'm sorry. I disagree with Ariel on this one. There should, in children's programming, there should be. This is my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong, but in my opinion, if you've got a mom and a dad in a children's cartoon, it should be a literal mom and a literal dad, not two moms, not two dads, not a transsexual dad and a regular mom, or a transsexual mom and a regular dad. Like, none of that crap. You know, it needs to me, you need to be showing kids just basic traditional values, and roughly around the time they're starting to discover these things and they have questions about it when they get older, they need to be talking to somebody like an advisor or a psychiatrist, or not a psychiatrist, but a psychologist or a counselor. More importantly, talk to your effing parents. Like, that's the most important thing. Talk to your folks. But TV shows like this should not be pushing the gay married and gay parenting agenda.
Sammy, I'm falling for you.
Lord have mercy.
Like, hard.
I've seen this clip.
Real hard.
Since when did this happen in Jurassic World? I thought it was about dinosaurs. Dinosaurs, guys.
Parents are waking up more and more and starting to crack down, canceling their Netflix subscriptions, canceling their Disney Plus.
I stopped watching Netflix years ago.
Well, we do need some prescriptions. Maybe not for the parents, but for definitely some leftists. They're canceling their Disney Plus subscriptions. Apparently, Netflix over the past week has lost over $15 billion as their shares have dropped.
Elon Musk is going to end
because
up
of the
buying
transgender ideology being pushed.
It's so
on kids. Videos
they've lost
from
so
MAGA
much money at
creators
Netflix.
On X have gone insanely
Benny
viral.
Johnson,
13 million
boy.
views, 20 million views here and there. And we
let's go back. I want to see what Benny says. She didn't leave it up long enough. The real reason the Netflix cancellation campaign has gone so viral, Netflix is sexualizing children by packaging explicit, graphic, radical sex topics as children's entertainment. What Netflix is doing goes beyond a culture war fight. It's immoral. It should be illegal. I agree with Benny. And that's exactly why Netflix, and this is exactly why I canceled Netflix so many years ago, because they were doing this long before any of these people started picking up on it.
million views, 20 million views.
I have not
and
paid
we've seen
for
more of
Netflix
these
in a
types
long
of
time.
videos
And when I do pay
and we've
for it,
seen more and more types of videos like this circulating the internet, and we know that they have caused more harm than good.
Look at that. Trans pride flag.
Correct response. Like cotton candy clouds floating in a blue sky. Banafi will slide that runway.
This is disgusting. That's a dude.
As a trans fairy, I love living out loud
Trans
as my
fairy.
most authentic self.
I want you to think about the messaging they're trying to send to kids in a cartoon like that. That pisses me off. Like, kids shouldn't be exposed to any of that at all. That show is obviously for kids that are very young. That's stupid.
I have an issue with some of the trans rhetoric being shown to kids. Because even though I am 100% on board with adults transitioning if they feel that's the right thing for them to do, I also know that
I agree with
trans
Ariel
friends of mine,
there.
and even me, being gay myself, that we instinctively have always known from a very young age, me at 9, most of my trans friends like 5, 6, 7 years old, we've just known that we're different. We don't need to be told or shown this. And many of us do believe that this is confusing kids and telling them that.
Yeah, see, now on that I agree with her on multiple points there. Ariel's right. You don't need to show it to kids. Most people who are that way figure that out themselves without anybody having to indoctrinate them. They figure it out because it's something internal. They have an internal dialogue. They dialogue with themselves. They compare themselves to things outside of themselves, and they come to their own conclusions. They don't need a TV show to tell them this stuff. And that's where we're at now. We're literally at a point where they're trying to confuse children to make them do that self-examination and then look outside themselves to find comparisons. And because of the confusion, the kid will think, because they were indoctrinated to think this way, they're going to think that they are gay or trans when maybe they're not. It's mostly a built-in psychological thing, like the gender dysphoria is a built-in thing, but you can definitely influence people, and TV is trying to influence these little kids because they are impressionable. Their brains are developing, so they're going to pick up on stuff like that. Absolutely disgusting. I'm just sickened by that bullshit.
That their gender is fluid, or that you can change sex. Can't. I want to make one thing really clear though. I don't think the majority of this is sexualizing kids as much as it is indoctrinating kids. And I do think it's really important to recognize the difference there. Just as there's a huge difference between the sexualization of kids and the indoctrination of kids, there's a huge difference between hate speech or free speech and the celebration of violence or the incitement of violence. And more recently, especially because of the Charlie Kirk situation, we are seeing teachers being fired over this bullshit, as they should be. And this miserable attitude that's coming out of mostly leftist professors and teachers is coming up all the way through colleges. Teachers all over the country have been resigning due to posts that they've made about Charlie. I even spoke to some leftist artists last week, Pride Institute's campus, about what they think. So like, you should be afraid of what.
This is how you can lose the weight the way you want. Weight Loss by Hims offers access to a variety of options.
You might or might not say?
Professors are getting fired right now, so I think everyone's kind of scared.
Oh, professors are getting fired here? For what?
Here, no.
Oh, where? Oh, because they wouldn't condemn, I think they were celebrating the death of Charlie Kirk, right? Yeah. What do you think about that? You're saying that should be allowed?
I think it's their opinion.
What do you think about teachers getting fired over celebrating the Charlie Kirk?
That's ridiculous that they're getting fired for it.
Okay. It's not ridiculous. Consequences for your actions. Nobody, no institution, whether it's a public institution or a private institution, nobody wants to be associated with that kind of hateful rhetoric. Nobody wants to be associated with a person, and they don't see. The thing is you represent the brand of whoever you work for. If it's a public entity like a university or a public school, you represent their brand. Even though the brand may not be really selling you a product, you're still providing a service at a public school or a university. And at universities, people are paying you. So you're providing a paid service. Nobody wants their brand to be associated with that kind of stuff. You lose money that way, and that's especially true in the private sector in capitalism. The market can kill your business if everybody that is participating in the market decides that your business is hateful and that you derive some pleasure out of the assassination of a person who happened to disagree. And that's the thing about Charlie Kirk. He truly was the best of us. He was a really good guy. And he was truly moderate in his views. He just had very cookie-cutter conservative views. And yeah, these professors should have been fired, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. They should have been fired. And this goes for everybody. All those people on TikTok that lost their jobs over celebrating Charlie Kirk, and they cried about it later, they deserved it. It's consequences. Nobody wants you representing their brand and saying hateful and ugly shit. No way.
We all have our own opinion, and they're entitled to that too. Just because they're teachers doesn't mean they're not entitled to that.
Where do you think we should draw the line between hate speech and the incitement of violence? Like, where do you think one line ends and the other begins? A lot of teachers are being fired, right? Do you think that is considered free speech?
Oh,
or do you
she's
think that's
really good,
under
Savannah.
The umbrella of
I like
incitement
her.
of violence?
She's
You don't
real good.
think it's right for teachers to be getting fired because they're celebrating Charlie?
I don't really know. I haven't heard anything about that.
Yeah, I'm gonna fire you. Basically. And then he said, I celebrated Charlie Kirk's death. Me calling out who Charlie Kirk was, which was someone with neo-Nazi beliefs, is celebrating Charlie Kirk's death. And so be it.
No, lady, please stop. Stop. Get psychiatric help. he has never said anything neo-Nazi. He's never said anything traditional Nazi. It doesn't matter what Nazi box you try to put Charlie Kirk into, he was not a Nazi. There was nothing he ever said that was Nazi-esque. It had nothing he said had any overtones or undertones of Nazism. He just had basic cookie-cutter conservative views. He was against abortion. He was pro-God. He was pro-truth. The truth is that men cannot be women. Women cannot become men. So none of those are Nazi beliefs. These people, they want to put the label Nazi on everybody to make it easier for them to commit acts of violence against you. That's what it all comes down to.
Because that's who the fuck he was. And any organization that would fire me for calling a neo-Nazi is not an organization I want to work at.
Dozens of teachers.
Well, you're not going to be working very many places.
Another teacher that was fired. Let's hear from an actual parent and comedian what she thinks about all this shit.
I'm gonna have to homeschool the little bean.
I'm a comedian.
Chrissy Mayer. I'm a comedian and podcaster. Come see me in Ohio,
Wasn't
October
this
18th,
chick-
San Diego, October 23rd, Phoenix, November 1st, and Albuquerque, November 2nd. Go to chrissymayer.com for tickets.
We'll put the link in the description below. And I want you to react to some of these woke TikToks.
Ooh.
I feel like as a comedian, you don't hold back. You're definitely based. Everybody knows it.
I'm like a fart. I just can't be held in.
But I want to speak to you as a teacher. I teach an alternative provision where most of our students are trans and non-binary. To be clear, I did not make them trans.
So that's too much. I just look at this person and I go like, you gotta pick one thing. Not
pick a struggle.
Pick something.
The fact that she said that.
Oh, now that's the thing about the left. All their struggles intersect. People have forgotten the concept of intersectionality. About like 10 or 15 years ago is sort of, I'm going to say about 15 years ago is when intersectionality really gained its momentum politically. So what, if for those of you who have forgotten, intersectionality is where marginalized groups, countercultural groups even, any groups that are against the status quo, they get together and they find intersections where they get along. And this also goes for racial groups. This goes for anybody marginalized, anybody who feels marginalized, because sometimes it's based on feelings. It's not even what's really true. So these people will find places where their struggles intersect, and they all use those intersections to assemble into one body. And so basically it's a bunch of different woke leftist groups that are very different from each other, but they're gonna find places where they intersect so they can assemble into a woke liberal hive mind Voltron. So they just make one big machine from all these different groups by finding places where they intersect and where they can get along and agree. And intersectionality is what we're seeing right here. This is so on this little display, these people at this little protest or whatever with the statue of, I think that's Gandhi. The reason why they're all wearing like kafiyas and they're talking about trans rights and socialism and anti-ICE, and the reason why they all assemble under the same banner is because of intersectionality. So that's why you'll see a lot of different representations. You'll see Mexican flags, Palestinian flags. You'll see, like I said, people wearing kafiyas. You'll see people with trans flags. And the reason why is because of intersectionality. And that's something a lot of these commentators have forgotten about. It's a very old concept. Ben Shapiro did a great video explaining intersectionality. It's what's given the left its momentum and power over the last 10 or 15 years. That's what's made the mob so big. But let's see.
All of her students are non-binary is wild. All of her students are trans and non-binary. Yeah,
How do you know?
Yeah, because trans can mean literally anything these days.
Right, and
that's what. And I don't think that person caused all of her students to be trans.
And I think intersectionality had something to do with the way trans and non-binary
the education system doesn't help. Right, which is what this video is about.
They kind of encourage it.
You notice how it's always the activists who wear the flag. Hey, you can pause it. You know, it's always the activists who wear the flags as a cape, like they're fucking save. Who the fuck are you saving, superhero? Like, how about you work on your own self?
I just thought,
and they always think they're saving people. That's why they wear that. It's literally a symbol.
Also, it covers up.
I think I see a kafia
back fat.
That too.
Remember when school, the most important thing about school was like doing well. Not
it's hard to see because the image is so not somebody's shirt.
It's like no one gives.
Wait, hold on. So I hung out with my goddaughter
there
this
are
weekend.
different
You know, she
flags.
told me there's a dean of joy.
You just can't
at her
see
school.
the image ain't good.
Yes.
I would love to have that.
A dean.
I don't mean to talk over them, but the image isn't good. But they're waving other flags, so there's people dressed like Antifa here as well. You can almost get you can see the intersectionality kind of happening in this image, although it's not as representative. If you look at videos from Portland, I'm going to get off this video. As much as I like Ariel and her analysis, let's move on to something else because I don't have a lot of time. Here's another one that I like is Paul Joseph Watson. If you're not watching him, definitely check him out. He is really good. Let's see.
A woman using a shopping mall toilet in Birmingham came face to face with a bit more cultural enrichment than she expected.
This is a women's bathroom. Why are you in here?
No.
This is a women's I'm not joking, get out.
It's a bloody...
No, it's a women's bathroom.
It's a bloody...
It's a women's bathroom. Get out.
Here, there, come.
It's a woman's bathroom.
Something tells me he knows it's a woman's bathroom. That's why he went in.
Hello? What does that say? What does it say? What does that say?
No, this different.
No. No. What does it say? It's a women's bathroom. Get out.
And that's England. England is way, way fallen. It's bad. So I'm gonna jump back. I mean, I'm sure his analysis of that is good, but it's not really what's going on in the U.S. They, them students lose it over my trans women or men sign. Now that would be interesting. I like Eleazar. He's a great street debater. One of my favorites. Subscribe to him. Freaking awesome dude. Nux is one of my favorites. If you're not watching Nux, check him out. He's a VTuber. Really cool guy. I watched this video. Bill Burr is a funny guy. Pretty decent actor in some of the stuff he's been in. I mean, I would not call him an actor. I'd say that for not being a professional actor, he's pretty good at what he does. And maybe he does have acting lessons, but if he has acting lessons, then his acting is awful for somebody who is a professional trained actor. But comedian, funny guy. Problem is, total sellout, total grifter. You know, one day he's talking about how bad billionaires are. The next day, Bill Burr is taking money from Saudi billionaires. So I think it's just all about the money. So if you're not watching Nux, check him out. He doesn't have anything new out yet. More Pegasus is another one you want to check out. This guy is really good. Now he's keeping up with all of the internet drama going on with Hassan Piker and his orbit. So, iDubbbz and Anissa, Ethan Klein, that whole drama, and actually this drama is actually really important because this girl Denham's here and Frogan and Casey Tron, those three, because they're idiots, have created a situation where now there's a lawsuit that could have who knows what kind of ramifications for people that do reaction videos. Based on what happens in this lawsuit, it might be harder to make reaction videos for people who do it because they stole somebody's copyrighted material. So those three morons stole the copyrighted material of Ethan Klein. And even though I didn't even know who half these people were, but I'm so thankful for somebody like More Pegasus for, informing us, because this whole drama is going to affect the legal landscape, even Legal Mindset, which is another channel I follow. legal mindset has weighed in on this. This could change the landscape of YouTube, Twitch, Kick. All the streaming platforms could be changed based on the court decision of the case of Ethan Klein versus Denims, Brogan, and Casey Tron. And it's all because these idiots attacked him. And this man put up copyrighted material. They stole his copyrighted material to spite him. He caught them red-handed doing it, including the Reddit moderators. And now there's a lawsuit. And what I love are the meltdowns. One thing I'll tell you, these people, Denims, Frogan, and Casey Tron, are just like Hassan Piker. They're extreme leftists, and they're melting down now because of consequences, because they got caught. They got caught doing something they shouldn't have done, and they've screamed feminist, they've screamed racist, they've screamed, they've done it all. So more Pegasus, check him out. Freaking awesome dude. Love him. Simp Saver Sam kills me. I like his videos. Everybody's a flippin' donut. Love it. Mark Dice, get him. Short, concise videos. Very good analysis. Smart guy. Really smart guy. This is a piece of news that a lot of people are ignoring. And we'll go ahead and take a look at this.
As I'm sure you heard, former FBI Director James Comey was indicted last night on 2 felony charges, lying to Congress and obstruction of justice. This just several days before the statute of limitations would have kicked in, which makes it even better. And it's long overdue that the Republicans start giving the Democrats a taste of their own medicine. I don't want to hear this crap about being a principled conservative and not sinking to their level, because they have changed the rules. And
well, yeah, they created the rules. This is the thing. Now the rules that they've created are backfiring, and they're being used against them, and now they're mad. But Mark is right. So we're not debasing ourselves. Like, everybody's like, don't stoop to their level. And it's like, no, now at this point, we're not stooping. We are implementing the rule set that they created. The Democrats created a rule set, and now we're just playing by the rules of that game. And so now the Democrats are hating the player when they should be hating the game. And really, they're the ones that made their bed. And so now we're going to see some backlash from the media. We're going to see a lot of backlash from anybody that's running defense for James Comey, defense for any of the Democrats who are trying to use Comey to put Trump in jail. They're going to run defense. But the problem is most of your run-of-the-mill Democrats don't really know how meaningful this is. This is huge. And it should have happened a long time ago.
And if you bring a knife to a gunfight, because those are the rules that they've established, because you're so principled, you're not going to engage in the same kinds of tactics that they are. Lawfare and information warfare. Of course, anything but violence, they're the violent ones. That's where we draw the line.
Right.
Then you're going to continue to lose.
Although, okay, I will say this. So I draw the line at violence as an answer to simply talking and simply disagreeing with people. I will say this, as Republicans, as conservatives, I would say from this point forward, everyone should be exercising their right to bear arms. You should have your license to carry if it's a state where you must have a license to carry. I would just be ready to fight back, because these people will attack you. The left will physically try to kill you. I saw one several years ago of a gentleman. This is probably about 5-6 years ago. The man was running away, and they were screaming, "Kill him, get him!" And he had a handgun. He turns around and caps the couple of guys chasing him. They were going to kill him. They were screaming the words, "Get him, kill him." And this was similar to what happened later to Kyle Rittenhouse. These people want any excuse to kill you. I say, don't be violent, but prepare yourself to meet violence with violence that's acceptable. It's not always acceptable to use firearms in defense. Sometimes you could just use your hands to defend yourself. But we need to be prepared to meet violence with violence when these people reach out and try to put their hands on us or say and act like they're going to kill us. It's sad, but that's where we're at, and it's because of radicalization on our school campuses and things like that. It's god awful. And so Mark is both. He's right. He is right. We are not the party of violence, but at the same time, we should be ready to answer violence and defend our persons against that kind of political violence.
And rather, the Democrats get back into power, they're going to continue to go by their old playbook. So I don't want to hear any of this crap about, oh, but if we do this to them, then they're going to do it back to us when they get into power. They're going to do it to us anyway. They've been doing it to us anyway. Here is James Comey just one day after Joe Biden was inaugurated, calling for lawfare against Donald Trump, wanting to throw him in prison.
Convict him, bar him from future service, have the prosecutors, the local prosecutors in New York, pursue him for the fraudster that he was before he ever became president, lock him up for the garden variety frauds he did there, but don't give him that center stage, that dominant role in our national life, just down the street where Joe Biden is trying to heal this nation.
Oh, you mean to persecute your political enemies? Well, we got the memo. How you like that?
Right, the way Comey said
Comey,
that.
have you ever been an anonymous source in news reports about matters relating to the Trump investigation or the Clinton investigation?
Never.
Have you ever authorized someone else at the FBI to be an anonymous source in news reports about the Trump investigation or the Clinton investigation?
No. I needed to get that out into the public square, and so I asked a friend of mine to share the content of the memo with a reporter. Didn't do it myself for a variety of reasons, but I asked him to because I thought that might prompt the appointment of a special counsel.
So he's going to try to weasel out of this, saying he didn't ask anybody in the FBI to leak any information to the press. He asked a friend of his who wasn't in the FBI. Now, don't get your hopes up that he's going to go to jail.
He's not.
Don't even get your hopes up that this is even going to go to trial. I wouldn't be surprised if the courts throw this case out. President Trump did complicate the matters by publicly posting on Truth Social just a few days ago, telling Pam Bondi to indict James Comey, Adam Schiff, and Letitia James, which the defense is going to use as evidence of malicious prosecution.
But Trump even says, but nothing is going to be done. The thing is,
President Trump of talking like a mob boss.
Nothing's going to be done.
Mob bosses don't lay out their plans in public like this, and President Trump probably shouldn't have either. But it is good that the Democrats are finally getting a little taste of their own medicine. Let's not forget how many people in President Trump's orbit, including himself, were maliciously prosecuted. Adam Schiff is extremely concerned that he's going to get indicted next for mortgage fraud along with Letitia James.
Maybe he
will. When I see it, I'm relatively shocked that they
there's
did
an elite
indict
class.
James.
Oop, I went too far. So there's an elite class. I mean, there's an elite class in America, and these people are above the law. He's not going anywhere. James Comey ain't going nowhere. Even if Comey threatens to go to a trial, then what this will do is get pled down, if it even gets that, which I don't think it will. The only thing that makes this important is that it tells us that everything that happened to Trump in his first term with Russia, and all that stuff was indeed a hoax. It was all a bunch of bull. And we're not really going after our opponents. We're going after somebody who really, this is why I say we're not stooping. And I don't even think we're really playing by Democrat rules at this point. The man did something he shouldn't have done. Comey also, said one thing and then says a different thing on the stand. I don't know if are they perjuring themselves in Congress? I think you are, aren't you? Yeah. I think they swear you in when you do that, when you testify before Congress like that. Now, I mean, look, these people, the Democrats, just they made their bed. Now they got to lie in it, and here we are.
That they even did indict James Comey, but they both committed.
There are Republicans saying, "Don't stoop, don't do what they're doing," like Mark said, because if you do, they're going to do it to us. And like Mark pointed out, it doesn't matter if we stoop, don't stoop. It doesn't matter. The Democrats are going to do what they're going to do, regardless of what we do. The best thing to do is to get the public to come over to the conservative side, and that's happening a lot more because of what happened to Charlie Kirk. We're getting more people on the Republican side.
Mortgage fraud, lying on their mortgage applications, claiming that the loans that they were getting for their house was for their primary residence when it was for like a second or a third home. And people get a better interest rate on a house that's their primary residence that they're living in than a house that's like a rental property, because they're there to, look after it all the time instead of having tenants in it. So we all know that Adam Schiff had been hoping and praying and calling for President Trump to go to prison for years. But my, he has certainly had a change of tune.
Yeah, on the day Donald Trump leaves office, the Justice Department may indict him.
Very strongly in favor of indicting the president when he is out of office.
I don't think the incoming president should be threatening his political opponents with jail time. That's not the kind of talk we should hear from a president in a democracy.
I bet you don't.
Well, Schiff, for brains, we pretty much were a communist country there for 4 years under Joe Biden, and God willing, President Trump will be able to restore at least some semblance of what a great country we were. And in communist countries, you're not allowed to question or doubt the outcome of their sham election.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying. Like, do you know? To me, the only proof anybody ever needs that the Democrats are communists is what happened during COVID. You couldn't say anything in opposition to the status quo ante, or not status quo ante, but just to the status quo of the media and the ruling powers. And the ruling powers and the media said in their propaganda what they said, and you either go along, so you either get down or you lay down. And that's communist when you're telling YouTubers that you can be banned, you can be demonetized, you can be punished if you say anything that goes against the status quo that they have created. And the fact is that, the correct status quo of this country, which is the status quo ante, is what our founding fathers really envisioned for us. And I think when we say conservative doesn't mean anything more than conserving the values of our founding fathers. And some people will say, well, they were slave owners and they wanted slavery and blah, blah, blah. No, they didn't. They were anti-slavery. They just didn't think that slavery could be defeated when they're trying to create a new nation. So they decided to fight one of two battles. They decided to fight the battle of creating a new nation and leave the slavery question for down the road. So when we talk about conservatism, we're talking about conserving the Western philosophical values of the United States. And those values are inherently biblical values. So, we want to bring things to the status quo ante in this country. That's what conservatives want. The current Democrats are trying to establish a status quo, a norm, a cultural norm that we cannot disassemble. We can't take it apart, and that's a scary thought. So they want the status quo to be all these countercultures that have intersected with each other. So what they consider normal in their counterculture, for example, the status quo for the trans groups are intersecting with the normal functions of things like Antifa. And so their status quos intersect with each other, and they create a new normal for their now larger countercultural silo. So now their two silos intersect, and now they're becoming one bigger silo. And now what they'll do is they'll connect with another group, and that group would be like the Palestinian thing. So now you've got three groups that are countercultural groups that have created now a much larger group. And so what they're trying to do is they're trying to expand until their views become the status quo. So they're amalgamating, they're metamorphizing their whole movements into one larger movement, and it's because of intersectionality. And this is why you see communists and socialists and all kinds of groups. Like I said, the Free Palestine people, they all intersect with each other at some point. Like racial groups like Black Lives Matter, they intersect with them, and they all find intersecting points, and they bring their silos together. And now what they've done is they've created one much larger silo, and that is the militant wing of the political left. And so those people are the ones that are calling us Nazis. They're the ones that are calling us fascists. They're the ones that are using this rhetoric, and they're trying to get us hurt. They're trying to kill us, and it's scary. But yeah, the thing is that's communism right there. Right there, telling us that we can be banned, demonetized, and shut down, to be silenced if we say anything against the status quo they're trying to establish. And it's not just with COVID, it's any of the status quo they're trying to establish. They're trying to establish transgenderism as the norm. And if you speak out against transgenderism, they want it to be the law that they can shut you down and keep you quiet. And really what they would love to do is be able to have you arrested. But right now, they're happy just being able to demonetize you, get you canceled, get you fired from your job. They'll do whatever they can to make you step in line with the status quo that they're trying to create. And what conservatives want is a return to status quo ante. We want to go back to the way our country's values are supposed to be, and of course those are Christian, Western philosophical values, and that's the healthiest way for this country to be. That's the healthiest way for us to go forward. And the disease of our society are those intersected groups that have become the militant wing of the left. And so anyway, I'm going to leave it there for now. We'll come back for some more gaming, a little more YouTube review as new stuff comes out. Generally, I stream twice a day. Smash the subscribe button, hit the like, and